Joe says, "Don't be stupid." I got this is my improv mask.
Yeah, that's cool. I was
Huh?
having mic issues. I had to restart my browser.
This is what they say you got to do now.
No one wants to see you like that.
You're supposed to figure out something to put over your face.
Yeah, hilarious.
For those who can't see, I got my Spider-Man hood zipped up over my head again because Joe liked it so much last week.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Comedy.
Everybody gave you compliments on it.
Ta-da!
My computer's working overtime.
Mine too. I tried to install a new editing program. One that I found in the trash at work. And no good. It's too old. Movie Studio 12 from Sony. And
all right, what have you been doing today?
I've been talking to you what I've been doing.
It's not interesting.
And it's so old, it won't recognize any 4K files. So I got to come up with a new program here. If anyone can let me know of something cheap and good. Anyways, yeah, Joe's already in a bad mood, so I'll start off by saying hello to everyone who's come by to say hello to Mr. Bad Mood Pants. Duke has actually made some time in his night to stay up and say hello to us. Appreciate that. Hello, Duke. Lotus has stopped in. Always good to see Lotus in. Did you see that Duke has another 16-year-old in his family? Oh, my cut.
Are you saying something?
Duke has another 16-year-old in his family. Can you imagine?
Who does?
You imagine being as old as Duke?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is
another
the audio not working through the internet?
You're just not making sense. Duke
How
has
am I
another
not making
6.
sense?
You mean another one of his kids turned 16?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that.
Something just happened with the broadcast. The live meter started over again. Did you do something?
What live meter are you talking about? The clock?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, the clock.
I don't care. And no, it didn't. It's still going.
Why are you in such a bad mood? Explain. People want to know
started off the
why.
show with that goddamn Spider-Man sweater.
It's cold down here. What do you want me to do?
Put on a something decent.
Put on something
Throw that
decent.
thing in the trash. You're not fucking 16.
Banana Public. That's what we need to be wearing.
That's right. It's my pajama sweater. I go to sleep in this.
I'm glad you're not at all judgmental.
Oh, I am. I judge everybody I see. Trust me. Especially people that wear Spider-Man sweaters and they're of a certain age.
So I'm not allowed to wear a Spider-Man zip-up hoodie.
What do your kids think of you?
That I'm the coolest.
Really? Because we know that's not true. You told me that.
Okay. Well, you can lend me one of your sweaters then. All right.
I don't have any. I spend my money on everything but clothes.
I've seen your sweaters, Mr. Chateau Frontenac.
Yeah, that was a gift. From an event. And I still don't know what the hell it is.
You do so.
But you go on all about it. Anyway, someone told me today they don't like hearing us arguing. So
yeah,
don't argue.
It's old. Come on. Why can't you be in a good mood? People have set aside time in their night to come say hello to you.
Because you got to start off stupid. How was your day?
Quiet.
Aside from trying to install an old program on your computer.
Yes, that was frustrating.
Going out and buying one.
Would you go and spend $80 on a program?
Yeah.
You would not.
Yeah, I would.
That was it. I couldn't. I didn't.
Maybe if you don't buy stock, how about you cancel next month's Jack White album, and then you can go spend that $80 on an editing program.
My luck, if I bought a modern editing program, it wouldn't work on the computer anyways. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Lotus says just borrow your daughter's computer.
Yeah, right. That'll happen.
Is she using that thing?
Oh yeah, all the time.
She,
I don't know if she's ever
on it.
I don't know if she's ever opened up iMovie though. I wouldn't mind trying it.
Have you checked out her browser history?
No.
Has she looked at porn yet?
I don't know.
Why don't you find out?
Yeah, I guess. Should I? 16?
Do you want to find out?
No. What were you doing at 16?
I was looking at porn because I was normal.
We were still looking for, back in the day, the ditch porn. That was the only porn that was available. Yeah. What are you talking about?
I didn't say I was looking at computer porn.
Yeah. They didn't have computers yet when you were 16.
Oh, they had the, weren't we downloading those, I guess they would have been JPEG files, right? Of Erica Elyanek from Baywatch. And they would download one line at a time, or do one line at a time on the floppy disk as you're trying to load it until the full picture, the full still picture appeared, and then you beat off to it.
Would you? That someone got off a bulletin board service?
Yeah. I remember I used to have like smaller discs were 3.5s, right? Yeah. I used to have like a hidden stash of 3.5 discs, all full of nudie pics.
Who did you say it was? I didn't recognize that name.
Erica Elyanek from Baywatch, man.
No, we were looking at Pam. If we were looking at
Baywatch.
No,
I wasn't looking at Pam. I was looking at Erica.
Who is she? Is that like later in the show? Late years of the show? I don't remember who that is. I don't know who that is.
She was in that Steven Seagal movie, I think, where he was on the train and he was the chef.
Oh, yeah, her.
She pops out of the cake.
That's right, yeah. No, she had massive torpedoes. She could take out any battleship.
And they weren't, and they went straight out. They weren't flippy flops.
No. Oh my God.
No banana tits there.
Banana tits, aren't they the ones that go out though?
No, they go down and they curve back up like a banana.
They go down and curve back up. Oh, I thought, okay, that makes sense. What are you drinking there? Dark pale ale?
Guinness.
Poser.
Because I feel something coming on, so I figured beer.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean? Oh my God. Okay, so an update from us. We are continuing to work through this thing as we service the news industry. We're still going into work. And why is everyone we're working with sick with colds? It's so freaking frustrating.
Could be allergy season too for some people.
Allergies for me.
Oh, allergy. I feel sick.
I'm getting the allergies for sure. And then, of course, every time I'm watching all of this news coverage, I feel like COVID stuff wash over me.
Every time I go to the superstore, I feel hot and flushed.
Then don't cough. Don't cough in front of people.
Oh, I know, right?
They'll hit you over the head and take you away.
We finished work Tuesday. We finished work. We finished work Wednesday morning, and then I went to the grocery store at 8 a.m.
Me too.
I didn't get back home until 10 a.m.
Oh, no. No, that's not me. Why? Why did it take so long?
Well, I had to go to the superstore, then I went to the Farm Boy. But they gave me the big grocery list to do, and I don't know where the standard place is for certain items. So I was hunting around trying to find these things, going up and down aisles.
Joe went grocery shopping for the first time in his life.
So, and the superstore is like depressing. The music is super low. It's like people are walking around afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's quiet, not making eye contact. You don't know if someone's grabbing something out of the counter, how close can you get before they might say something, I just want something that's like 5 feet away from them. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got 2 sets of lineups because they only had 4 full serve caches open. And then I had to go to Farm Boy because Superstore didn't have a certain item. And the Farm Boy is like a party zone. They had their music cranked up full in the store.
I would love to know what specialty item Joe couldn't get at a regular Superstore that he had to go to Farm Boy for, because Joe cannot live without.
No, they're having a sale on ground beef. So Superstore only had 1 package. So then I went to Farm Boy to get 2 more packages.
Oh, that's not
I shot you down in flames, didn't I?
It must be what's the fancy Japanese beef? Must be that.
Kobe beef?
Yeah, was that what it is?
Kobe beef is shit, man. It's all fat.
Is that what you got? You ground your Kobe beef?
No, we couldn't find our hamburgers that we normally buy, so we're gonna make our own.
You say we are?
Wow. No, the mother-in-law is gonna make it.
Yeah. So you didn't want frozen burgers, so you ordered the mother-in-law that she's going to make them from scratch.
Make fresh and then freeze them.
Why didn't you go to Costco?
I don't go to Costco because I don't like those people.
What people?
Those people.
What people?
Those people.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it makes sense to me.
Well, I wish you'd explain that one.
I can't.
Why would a certain type of people, spend, if you're saying, are you saying like poor people? Because those people can't afford to shop.
I'm not saying poor people.
Then what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything.
Are you saying like people with hair or like?
Yeah, that's it.
What? What is it?
I call them Harrys. I'm
what
not
a
getting
maniac.
into it, man. I'm not getting into it.
We all would love to hear the psychosis behind the reason of you not going to Costco of all places. But if you're getting a crap ton of ground beef for that reason, that's where you got to go.
I didn't say we don't have a membership. I said I don't go to Costco.
I know. That's why I said, why didn't you go? Because I know you have a membership.
Because I don't go to Costco.
Because
I just told you why. Those people.
What people?
So I've been reaching out. I sent out a whole boatload of messages. I haven't finished yet, but I've been reaching out to everybody in the community, just checking in to see how they're doing. Because things have been quiet on the Western Front.
What? I don't believe that.
Yeah, man.
You don't even ask how I'm doing, let alone people.
I don't care. I see you all the time. I'm sure I'll hear from you when you're not doing good.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're doing that.
Except I just realized I forgot to send Duke a message. So sorry, Duke. So I'll talk to you later about that. I'm sure he's fine on the homestead.
So your grocery stores, did they have like massively long lineups because you have to stand so far apart from each other?
I just told you, yeah. They got 4 cashiers, and then they got the lineups split up. So 2 cashiers in the lineup for them go on one side of the store, and then the other 2 cashiers, the lineups for those 2 are on the opposite side of the store. and they got tape all on the floor for like every 6 feet is like this gray packing tape is on the floor as a marker for you to stand. And then they got store staff telling people when they can move up and what cashier to go to. It's pretty organized until people start to riot.
How's the TP situation?
I checked the basement. We've got lots. I really don't use it. I mean, I save my poos for work.
And even at work,
I'm just more
believe
worried
you don't use
about paper towels because that's all I use on a daily basis. So I got next time I see paper towels, I'm gonna pick up a stack.
But your store stocked? Has the
My
supply
storage?
chain?
Oh, my
No,
store?
the store. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no. They had a little bit in for toilet paper, but it was quickly going down because people were picking up a roll or a package, whatever you call it. I went out and got. I had to go out and get my summer tires put on today.
of course, Joe had no problem getting his tires.
I told you what to do.
I can't get to my tires. They're being held kidnapped. They're kidnapped by the dealership.
You did it wrong.
Everything
So
comes
my
up
appointment
Joe.
was at 9:00, so I got there at 9 right on. I drove the car in. I left the keys. Went right to the waiting room. Of course, when I walk in there, it's just me and one other person, the staff person. And then they got some pandemic movie on the TV going on. Some movie starring Jude Law and some other people. And Ben Affleck's buddy there, whatever his name is. So that was nice to watch for 40 minutes. Came home, washed my winter tires and put them away. Washed the wife's car, washed my car. Next thing I know, 3 hours have gone by. And that was my afternoon.
I'd kill for my tires on right now. So frustrating. I don't even know why they can't service tires. It's not a. You wouldn't draw crowds.
Well, my place isn't taking any new people. They're just honoring the orders that were placed prior to all this going down.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go back next week on Tuesday for my wife's car.
Good. I'm glad you're being looked after. I'm glad you never have any kind of a negative thing impact your life ever. It's always good.
I told you my life is a horror story, and you could handle it.
Well, we go back to work this weekend. We're on overnights. I'm still on these days off expecting phone calls from the company saying, nope, no more coming in. It's all shut down. But alas, we continue.
You can always just tell them you're not feeling good. But my wife told me tonight, TD Bank made an announcement they will not be laying off any people for 2020.
Oh, that's good.
So there must be, that's like a major marketing push too, isn't it? All these companies laying people off and doing whatever. You got a big bank saying, nope, we're going to push on through.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, come 2021, they'll probably lay some people off.
And then it kills me at work how, all this is going on and we're trying to keep a clean room and everything. You got your room all sterilized and then someone comes in who hasn't washed their hands and then comes and touches a pen or something. You just go, oh my God, please leave. Why are you in here? Or you go heat up food in the lunchroom. You're like, am I putting my food in a virus box with this microwave now? What's happening? It's just.
I know. I wash my hands to go heat my food up, and then I come back to the room, put the food in, leave, wash my hands again, come back, and then eat. I'll try not to touch anything.
Yeah. And then like we're like idiots walking around with like napkins to open doors and whatever in our hands. But in reality, like if it's true that the virus is so minuscule it can slip through a surgical mask, surely holding a napkin in your hand to open a door is just as no good. It's going to get through that. Yeah, you just got to keep those hands clean and stop touching your face. But I'm all over my face all day. What else do I got to do?
I don't know. Don't touch your face.
That's what we got to learn. Stop touching the face.
I don't touch my face. I just stick my hands down my pants.
That's true, but then you always smell it afterwards. So right there, you did it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh, you do.
What can I say? I like to smell what the ladies smell.
Ugh.
They love it for some reason.
So last week
did you just go yuck?
No, I said I was moving on.
Oh,
quite
okay.
frankly,
I
I
was
shouldn't.
trying to be funny.
Yeah, I shouldn't, but I'm moving on. Last week I had a big old segment about all the good things that have been coming out for this whole thing, right? Such as artists giving, free concerts and like my town transit is free until like May. It's all transit free.
People shouldn't be using transit. That's what blows me away. We keep seeing these things on the news with people in Toronto that have to take the transit, the TTC, to work. And you're having like 20, 30 people ramming into a bus.
Well, they finally put limits on the buses now in Toronto.
It's so stupid, man. I don't care if you have to get to work. Find another way to do it. I wouldn't want to take transit if that was my only way to get to work in this.
How are they going to do it?
I don't give a fuck. Ride your bike. Do something. Walk. Doesn't take that far to walk in downtown Toronto.
How do you know they're going to downtown Toronto? There are people that have to like take 2 separate buses and a subway to get to work. What do you want them to do? Fly there?
I just don't go to work.
They're not all in Joe's world where everything is perfect.
I'm just saying, it's the stupidest thing you could be doing right now.
It's the stupidest thing. Duke mentioned that Dave Matthews did a free show, and I'm not a huge Dave Matthews fan, but he was on, I think it was Kimmel or one of the late night shows, and he performed this Paul Simon song that was insane. He says, I've been trying to learn this song forever. It's just been so hard. And for him to say a song is hard, it's got to be hard. And he says the amount of chords in it is just ridiculously stupid. And he proceeds to play this song, and it is an insane song. There's a chord every beat on this song. This Paul Simon song, and he did quite a performance on that. You should check that out. I'm not watching the whole show of him, though.
No, I'm not watching that.
Holy, when Joe gets sucked into the chat, Sarah's popped in. Hello, Sarah.
I didn't get sucked into the chat. I was trying to figure out what I should say to you about that.
I don't know, but
what
I watched.
Song was it? Was it even a popular song, or is this some random Paul Simon song?
I didn't know it, but it was an insane Paul Simon song.
Probably, if you don't know it, it's probably random.
Yeah, it's a random Paul Simon song.
It's a
but the amount of
Paul
chords,
Simon song.
The chords was insane. Duke said he's seen Dave Matthews for 25 times in concert. Yeah. Yep.
Dave Matthews comes out to Duke's neck of the town a lot.
I don't know. He does play good guitar. I'll give him that.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Keeping Kevin online?
Duke should pivot from Dave Matthews straight into Grateful Dead. That's a good pivot point right there. You could easily make that pivot.
Duke only listens to good music.
So pivot from Dave
No.
Matthews right into Grateful
Do a
Dead.
complete 180.
And
Go
it's
the
easy
opposite
with
direction,
Grateful Dead. Go on YouTube, many concerts
Do
for free on
180
there.
of what Bill says.
The Internet Archive has 1 million hours of Grateful Dead concerts. So yeah, Neil Young, is putting out these shows on Neil Young Archive. And I didn't mention last week how Howard Stern came back to broadcast during all this because he wasn't giving it up for free. Oh, Duke's hurting me.
Duke, do you like John Denver then?
Are you going to wait for the chat or are you going to have a conversation with me?
No, I'm talking to Duke now.
So this week, though, he did announce that all of Sirius is open for free on the app for a month, I think. Maybe 2 months.
For Stern?
No, including the Stern stuff, which is incredible. However, what it did was the same day he mentioned that, all of the on-demand episodes from the app stopped working for me. So that's how I listen to all the shows, is on demand. I don't listen to them live, obviously. So I'm really not happy about that. Not pleased at all. I had to listen to Retro Fandango 2 days in a row this week. 2 episodes in a row.
Sirius actually called me the other day. I never answered though. I didn't know it was them. What month is this? April? When does my subscription go up?
Well, that would be a good question. Is those of us with subscriptions, are we getting like padded off by a month?
No, my free trial ends April 22nd. That's probably why they were calling. Now, she calls back. I'm going to say, what can you do for me, honey?
Oh, big tough guy.
Yep.
Can I tell you what I've been binging on TV wise? Is that a yes?
Sure, go ahead.
Not interested. Talk to me about something else.
What interesting show did you binge watch?
Not show, but shows. Like I said, there's been free stuff during this whole ordeal, and part of it is from the service that I get television from. They've opened up some free channels. One of them is the National Geographic channel. Do you have this for free now? Well, look up.
How far can I roll my eyes back into my head? I don't know. Sorry, I didn't check to see if I got National Geographic.
I don't know why you wouldn't. I'm suckered into these vet shows on National Geographic, veterinarian shows. They got Dr. Pole, and they got Dr. K.
And Dr. Wop. What?
What? No, Dr. Pole. That's just his name.
Sounds racist.
He's a rural Michigan vet.
There we go.
So he does a lot of big farm stuff. Like every episode, he's got his arm up to here inside of a cow, right? I'm getting to that, Lotus. So he's always doing this stuff. Oh, that cow doesn't even have a uterus, and he keeps ramming his arm in there. Anyways, but the one this National Geographic, they just play them one after another, and I can't stop watching them. The Dr. K one is from Florida, and this woman is, her speciality is avian stuff, birds. But her practice has grown to take on all exotic animals. And I don't know if it's a Florida thing, but the amount of animals, weirdo animals that come into that, everything. People bring in, here's my pet chipmunk. Here's my pet squirrel. And then, the lizards and bearded dragons. And here's my pet snapping turtle, Charlie. And then the birds, the parrots, the macaws, all this stuff. And she's like a master surgeon on these things. She's not afraid to open them up and get in there. Whereas other vets would be like, oh, that's cash this one in, time to get a new one. She'd be like, yeah, I can totally get it. We'll do surgery on that chipmunk and remove its spleen. So it's wild stuff. I can't stop watching it. That's the they have a couple other vet shows on that channel too, but those are the two I've been watching constantly. Maybe because they have so many episodes of it. Dr. K and Dr. Pol. And that brought me on to Netflix because everyone is talking about this docu-series that's on there right now, which Lotus brings up, called Tiger King. Have you seen this one or heard people talking about it?
Yeah, I heard one of my MMA guys talking about it.
Oh, I heard my MMA dude. What? I bet you he was a Tiger guy. Hey?
No.
Are you reading right now? I'm going to read the paper while he's talking. Well, check this this docu-series about these big cat people. Lions and tigers and again, Florida is involved. So I'm only a couple episodes in, so I can't really tell you where it's going or what's happening, but the people involved are enough to keep you watching. I don't know if it's the kind of people Joe envisions going to Costco or the Mandarin, but they don't have a lot of teeth. That's what I'm saying. They got a lot of what they lack in teeth, they have in tattoos. And they are big personalities. And it's not just about them and the big cats. There's like murder involved somehow. So it's a wild one. I'm only a couple episodes in. Tiger King on Netflix. Are you going to check that out?
No.
See you, Sarah. Nighty night. Thanks for popping in. You got to check out Tiger King, Sarah, before you go to bed. And also, I've been trying to watch the sequel to Iron Sky is on Netflix. Iron Sky was this movie that came out, I don't know, about 8 years ago. Crazy, campy, over-the-top movie about Nazis that had a base on the dark side of the moon that no one knew about, and flying saucers, and it's just a wild, fun, silly story that was I like the original. It was fun. Now the sequel has finally come out called Iron Sky: The Coming Race, and I'm having trouble getting through it. It's rough. It's a rough one. I don't know where the magic went, but it definitely disappeared. No good. Even though you got Adolf Hitler riding Tyrannosaurus Rex, sounds great. It's just not. It's not there.
You're wasting my time.
Your talk is dismissive to me.
You're wasting my time with these goddamn stupid shows.
Why don't you tell me about something interesting?
I haven't done anything in the last 2 days.
You've watched Bit Donkey for 12 hours straight.
What?
For a couple nights. What do you watch?
Listen, I've been playing video games at home. I told you what I did today. Yesterday I played games and recovered. And tomorrow, I don't know. I'll go outside again.
I'm working with you very closely.
Put my lawn furniture out, maybe. Time to start setting up the backyard.
And I witness you. Watch shows intently for hours straight. So that's what I'm asking you. What did you watch?
Nothing.
That was awesome.
It was all time killer. If it was worth mentioning, I would mention it.
If it's not worth anything, why is it impossible to talk to you while these shows are on without you throwing a fit?
I don't throw a fit. Yeah. It's what you say when you walk over with your judgment and dismissive
I want to have fun
attitude.
I want to have fun.
Then don't walk over and be judgmental and dismissive.
I just want to have fun. That's all. But
I told you what not to do.
Joey's in his YouTube. Don't bug me in my YouTube time. God, you know what? It was funny last weekend. We were working. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me this time. It was Saturday, right? When we go in for Saturday during the day, it's super laid back, super chill. You're just making sure everything's working, you know. And so typically when I start on a Saturday morning, I just kind of ease my way into it. I'll just kind of sit back, check out what the news of the day has been, check out a few video clips, whatever, before I even start any work. Just kind of ease myself into it. So that was a typical Saturday happening last weekend. And then later on that day, I had checked my watch for some stupid thing. You know, I got like a smart watch that keeps tabs on you. And I just accidentally moved the dial and it went to my sleep record on the watch. And my watch had perceived that I had been asleep for the first 2 hours of my shift that day because I hadn't moved. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, Lotus, Bill's not into Segura, but I know about his special. I haven't watched it yet. What's it called? Taking the ball, something like that. Something to do with the ball.
You know, our buddy
I could use a good comedy special, man. Jesus.
Our buddy Mark Maron just dropped a special on Netflix.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch that.
And this came out before any of this, but aptly titled "The End of the World" or something like that. How to Survive the End of the World or something. And it was just complete fluke that's what it got named.
Yeah, the ball's in your court. That's what it is. I think there's still like a 1 or 2 Dave Chappelle specials that I haven't seen yet. I think he put out 4, didn't he?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those new ones.
So I've seen 2 of them. I know that. Did you watch the end of Picard yet? I
did.
And?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You know, I hate to
listen, it's all they could do with what I think they should have left that whole sickness out, to be honest with you, man. It really was irrelevant.
It could have been great. It could have been great.
I look at it as it was nice comfort food watching. And now that there will be a second season. I think they may even confirmed a third, but
yeah,
it's gonna be this will be the point. Season 2 will be the interesting one to see where they develop and if they can do anything else with it.
For sure. Now that they got all this out of the way, now we can go on regular adventure. But yeah, geez. I'm not going to say it wasn't fun. You know, the finale was fun. The climax at the end was fan service and got me very excited and hard. And but it could have been great. But I appreciate that it's here. I loved every minute of seeing Sir Pat Stew back in the Star Trek universe, as well as everyone else that came with it.
Well, we'll get some Guinan in action. Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of whoopee in the sack.
Yeah, where was Beverly?
She's too old, I think.
No, she's not too old.
No one liked her anyway, man.
What?
Wait, did they?
Yeah, I liked her.
Oh, they didn't like Pulaski, the old bag. She was a C word, man.
Well, yeah. She didn't take no shit from nobody.
Yeah, I didn't like that. She wasn't hot.
Well, yeah. She was. She appeared on the original series, and she was very hot back in the day. Very much so. So, are you going to?
I know why you liked. I know why you like the other doctor. She's got red hair, right?
Did she? I didn't notice.
Yeah.
She just did a great job. And she was always had her hair like woo, full makeup on. Yeah. She was very glamorous. Titillating.
It's funny when
with the captain.
It's funny when I see clips because right before Picard they do they do a lead up with an old Next Generation episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see there might be one right after. I don't remember. But I keep seeing these little promo clips for Next Generation, and they show the one that I was telling you about where this alien creature infiltrates the Federation through a high-ranking admiral or somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and all I remember is when they get rid of it or kill it off, Picard and Riker confront it, still within its human host, and they use their phasers on it, and they both give it a double phaser blast, and it just stuns it, sort of. So they crank their phasers up to full kill and disintegrate the humans. I think they blow his head off or something. And then you see like the creature crawl out from its neck, and then they disintegrate it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the show ends with a shot from inside the Enterprise, going through the glass, looking out into space, and all you hear is like this beep beep, like a homing beacon sound, because it was supposed to be calling or preparing to have others from its race come and infiltrate the Federation. And they never carried on with that storyline, not once, for the remainder of all the other seasons. I just remember that. Oh, that would have been such a great storyline. I love that when the Federation somehow always got infiltrated, and that ties into sort of like they continued it on with Picard, how, with all the Romulans being in there, and, that head Romulan security leader, I don't know, the one who was in charge of the Romulan fleet.
I don't think you have to get spoilery on this.
No one's watching it. Anyway, I just liked how they continued with the Federation, like everything else, can still be corrupt on the inside through certain individuals. It was good. I liked it.
They had I caught a couple episodes of TNG this week too, but it was the one where the Borg comes back, and
good.
They had that female commander was in because she was a Borg specialist kind of thing. So you had this fight between her and Riker, butting heads the whole time. And then Picard gets kidnapped by the Borg and sent over to the cube, and they try and get him back. Or Riker says, "I'm leading." Yeah, we're talking Trek, so Duke's
Hi,
leading.
Duke.
Thanks for stopping by, Duke. So Riker's like, "I'm leading an OA team. We're getting over there to get that." And Troy steps up and goes, "It is highly inappropriate for you, the ranking officer, commander of this ship, to lead an away mission." And she sat him right down, let me tell you. So he had to let the other commander go on the away mission. They couldn't get Picard. And then they had one shot at destroying the cube, even though Picard was still in the cube. And Riker gives the order to fire, and that's when credits come up. You remember that cliffhanger? That was such a maddening cliffhanger. That was the end of the season episode, and you had to wait until it came back next season to see what happened. And of course, but they played them back to back, so it was, you automatically got to see the next episode. But man, I remember those. Star Trek had some horrendous cliffhangers that were punishing for the viewer. I like cliffhangers.
I do. I'm sorry. Ever since Dallas, I like cliffhangers.
No, it's so maddening, especially back then, and we were kids, so it's not like you could set the PVR to just grab the next episode when it finally came back. You would end up forgetting about it.
No, you're looking forward to it, man. How would you forget about it?
Because you had no idea when it was coming back. You weren't in tune with
it. It's called TV Guide.
Of course, Joe collected TV Guide.
Stay tuned for my TV Guide collection video to be coming out very shortly.
Now that I will tune in for. I can't wait. What muscle shirt are you going to wear for that?
The smallest one I can find. I might even not wear a shirt just for the ladies. All 27% of them that watch my videos.
You should do a collection video of your manscaping tools.
Oh, no manscaping tools, just one straight blade. It's like a barber. Hot towel, straight blade.
You got the lawnmower you use on the back there with the handle.
On the what?
For your back.
I don't have any hair on my back. I'm not an animal.
Oh, you don't? Really?
You've seen my back. There's no hair on it.
Oh, yeah. I took a good look at your back.
I showed it to you when we were at Chicago or wherever the fuck it was. Pennsylvania.
I couldn't take my eyes off the hawk that was tattooed onto it. Excuse me, the dragon.
That's right, baby. This back is hair free, unlike some people.
Okay. Sure. Hey, I picked up a couple new games for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, hey, I'm interested now. What do you got talking about?
I've been playing. I did actually bought the couple of the original Doom games.
Where are you buying these?
Because they went on sale, the e-store.
Oh,
so the two Doom
digitals?
Games, digitals.
So you didn't buy any games then?
I'm going to get the cartridge. There's no cartridge for the Doom games. They were on for like $3 each. So I did the first Doom. Well, one of the episodes of the first Doom. Then I jumped over to Doom 2. I've been playing that. And then I thought I'd look around again in the store because Doom 2 gets tough. It gets tough. So I bought Super Blood Hockey. I think that's what it's called. That was on sale for like $6. And it's like old school NES hockey, but they just ramp up the blood in the hitting and the injuries and all that. And it's a lot of fun. It has a franchise mode. It's set in like this blood league where all your players are incarcerated prisoners. So you draft them directly from the prison system. And you only have so much money to buy so many players, but you got to have enough in case of injuries, and you got to have enough money to pay your rent later, and you got to have enough money to feed them. You got to have enough money to buy drugs for them and steroids. So the franchise mode is kind of fun. Yeah.
This is 8-bit?
Yeah, it looks 8-bit, but it's, ramped up to modern quality. And you go play exhibition game, or you play games, and then on your off days you got to get your guys trained up and make sure they're eating enough, or make sure they're not eating too much. That's so I played a couple weeks of that game, like weeks in gameplay weeks. So I'm midway through a season of Super Blood Hockey. I was gonna ask if you wanted to play with me, but I knew how that would go. So yeah, something like that. So I've just been playing against the computer, going through the franchise.
How would I play with you?
It's a Switch. We each take one of the controllers. Actually, I always have my Pro controller, so you could just use the Joy-Cons.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant, okay.
Or you could...
Your web.
We could each take one Joy-Con. You can play up to 4 players at once on this thing. It's maddening, though, because... I haven't ingrained in my head the EA NHL configuration for the controller. So trying to get my head around, like, to change players is a separate button from the pass button, which is just bonkers to me because I just know that B is to change players and to pass at the same time, but it's not. It's a whole separate button, and you can't change the control configuration in this game, which is a little frustrating. So I've been playing that, and I bought an air conflicts game, World War II timey air-to-air fighting, fighter pilot stuff. That's kind of fun, although I've just been playing it. This has been like on my lunch break at work, so I'm looking at the Switch screen, and it's too small. Like, your enemy fighters are so small in the distance, you can't really differentiate them from the background. So I think that's going to be a TV only kind of game. So that's what I've been playing.
Yeah, Lotus, you're right. The old 386, but then you have to turbo the megahertz on it. Ramp it up from 33 to 66 megahertz. Sorry, Bill. We were doing computer talk here.
Well, please continue. I'd love to hear your expertise on it.
That's all I remember doing with my 386. Got to use the turbo.
I remember like those first games that were that way, you know, where you're using the arrow keys to move around originally. And then as the games got better, you had to switch to the A, S, D buttons, you know, and that was such a big mind change for me to switch from the arrow keys over to the main keyboard. That was rough, but I got over it. Hey, Stephen Eiders popped in the chats. Hello, Stephen.
You should check out, just remember to mention it, the movie channels are all free on Bell right now.
The big movie channels are? I thought it was just
like
those.
Where do they start? 70s, 80s, 90s.
Right.
And 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all free again.
Yeah.
Already PVR'd Conan the Barbarian and the Destroyer. Just to watch for a goof again.
Well, they were playing some Mel Brooks movies last night. I hope you PVR'd those.
Did you beat off too?
Blazing Saddles, followed by High Anxiety. It's one of my favorite Mel Brooks.
I was watching it. So I remember watching Blazing Saddles. I watched in college for one of my English classes. That's the only time I've seen it.
Seen what?
Blazing Saddles.
Oh. But I don't even. This guy drives me bonkers.
What? I watched it.
But you have no memory of it. But you have no memory of it, and you say it's awful. So, yeah. And you predetermine all Mel Brooks movies by that half viewing of Blazing Saddles.
It was a full viewing of the entire movie.
You know, Stephen brings up an interesting fact that he is waiting for dentist to come back because he has an angry tooth. And I think about this all the time because I have this filling that like falls out on me once a year.
Yep.
Regardless to say.
Tell me more of your filling.
I've been chewing very lightly and just very gingerly. I'm like, cannot have this filling go on me.
I thought you got that fixed.
Like I said, it falls out every 2 years. Every year or so. I can't get it.
Like your car dealership, why don't you find a new dentist too at the same time?
Is it the dentist's fault?
Yes, apparently. That should not be falling out every 2 years.
It breaks every 2
years. Or is that when he gets a new lease on his Porsche? These dummies to come in?
Yeah. No, I'm only getting a filling. Maybe he's never mentioned it. Maybe it should be a crown situation. Do they even do crowns anymore? Or is that?
No. I've only had one cavity in my life.
Okay. Here we go.
What? That's normal. You know that?
You know what? I bet you just Joey's never been told he's had cavities and his parents just had it fixed on him and not told him.
I would know if I've only had the needle in my mouth once and I was to fix the cavity.
You wouldn't have had the needle if it was on a cavity on, say, a baby tooth.
Why would you fix it on a baby tooth? It falls out.
Because like some molars you have to keep for 10 years. So you don't want to keep cavities in there.
I've had one cavity.
Sure. That is what the dentist has been recommending for my tooth, actually, is that he's like, maybe we should pull it because it's actually a wisdom tooth.
Rip it out.
But it does, he says it's a shame because it fits in perfectly with your top molars. Well, no, that one actually doesn't have a top molar to work with. But There's a good reason why he says we should keep it, though. I think because
he
it's
needs you to be a sucker and keep coming in so he can pay his leases.
no, because the tooth beside it. Now things are getting interesting. The tooth beside it has a root canal in it, so it is technically a weaker tooth. So he likes having that other tooth beside it to like prop things up. So
how about you just take care of your teeth and you don't have issues?
I do.
You lived on a farm. You were sucking milk right out of the cow's tits.
I never had a cavity.
How are you not more healthy?
I never had a cavity before in my life until like 10, 15 years ago. It was this town. Something about this town.
Yeah, really? No fluoride in the water there?
Maybe something about it. So
maybe there's all those cookies you love to eat. Oh, no comment there?
We all can't be as perfect as you, my friend.
Be more like me. Just have some willpower and don't eat the fucking sweets.
That is so... Are you forgetting I work with you every day? I know what you eat. You eat anything.
So?
Yeah. So?
Be more like me.
I brought you a muffin I saw rolling around the floor when I walked in. And
I ate it.
Running in, down it went.
Yeah. Got it out of the way.
And the maniac, I was curious what the flavor was, what kind of muffin it was, and you didn't know, even though you ate it.
Yeah, it's bran muffin. There's no flavor.
But you didn't know it was bran.
Yeah, I did. That's why I said I don't know. There's nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it just defaults to bran. It could have been something else.
No, there's nothing in it. No cinnamon, no carrots.
Steven says all this isolation is making it tough to eat healthy. But
Steven, how are you surviving without the thrift stores?
If you got your stock of food, you can be making stuff. Make some good stuff. By the way, I barbecued tonight. Oof. I got those giant, super thick pork chops, which I hadn't been having good luck in the air fryer or the Instant Pot cooking. They were dried out both times coming out of there. Did them on the barbecue. Tasted like steak. So good. It was just magic how the barbecue worked.
Should have been doing it on the barbecue in the first place.
Well, it was covered in 4 feet of snow.
When?
All winter, the barbecue.
Then you don't use it. Like, I don't use mine.
You just
I started using it last week.
You just told me to use it. I'm telling you why it wasn't used on earlier attempts of these super thick pork chops.
Oh, well, then you don't use those pork chops at all. Save it for when you can use the barbecue. Or a pan fry.
Pan fry them?
Yeah. A fucking tasty pan fried chop or a nice pan fry a T-bone.
When have you ever done that?
Back in the day, man.
Yeah, you've seen it on TV. You've never actually done that.
Yeah, pan fry a T-bone. It's delicious.
Yeah, okay. Tell me how you do that. What do you put in the pan with it?
I don't know. Someone did it for me at home.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It's still delicious. Pan fry it.
It's very difficult. Thank you very much to pan fry properly to get the proper heat on there. You got to have lots of butter. Certainly not healthy.
Learn the skills, man.
Tons of butter and keep basting it.
When you learn the skills, the ladies love you for it.
Anyways, it's one of the rare times the air fryer has let me down, and the Instant Pot for that matter. But the Instant Pot was my fault. I put them in for too long. That's the problem with
soccer. Kicked that air fryer to the curb.
The problem with the Instant Pot is you can't like look at it, see how it's doing, right? And it's kind of like a guess how much time to put it in. So, what is more importantly, you're wondering what's Steven doing about shopping in thrift stores? What's he doing about the employment outlook? What's it like being jobless in this weird time? It's got to be. It's got to have some anxiety about that. What the prospects are.
Why? Isn't it better? Everyone else is.
Well, you're definitely going to be looked after more by the government, but what are your prospects? Because is everyone going to be looking for a new job at the end of this, or is everyone just going back to what they were doing, or is everyone just going to get a new gig? I don't know. It's interesting times.
I'm just waiting for when we start hearing people are rioting in the news.
If the food prices go up, which they're saying it will be, if the supply chain breaks down, which shouldn't happen, but you never know. The truckers are having an extremely difficult time on the road. I thank and applaud the truckers right now. Because
an easier time on the road.
The issue is all of the rest stops are closed, so they can't even find a working bathroom kind of thing.
So
the long haul truckers are finding it difficult to take care of themselves, to even get a shower. Why does that confuse you?
Why would that concern them?
A trucker? Yeah. Would you not want to shower like once a week?
Yeah.
Well, if all of their rest stops are closed, I'm talking long haul.
They're not driving for a week straight.
Well, some are at a 3-4 day haul.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nowhere for them to go. All the comfort stations are closed. Now there's some hotels that are opening up just for truckers. And they're like, you go in, you get 30 minutes in the room to use the facilities kind of thing, clean yourself up. And then we'll clean it out for the next person.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah. So otherwise though, yeah, I'm sure there are benefits for the truckers for sure. Like the roads are wide open right now. And I mean, I'm
still hitting traffic though, like on the way in the mornings. It's not stop traffic.
If the trucker doesn't have to get out to like count his load against the invoice when he drops it off, then that'd be even better for them. They can just back it up, open the door and let them unload it, and then they say, okay, you're good, and away you go. But I think they still got to get out. They got to have the bill of lading and the invoice and count the inventory.
Otherwise there'd be too much mafia crime going on.
Yeah.
Stuff disappearing. Ending up in some Italian's house.
I didn't say that.
I said that. Sopranos, man. Talking about Sopranos.
Talking about Sopranos. Okay.
You
didn't mention, what did you watch this week? You haven't mentioned it yet.
I didn't watch anything. This week, it's been 2 days for me that I've been able to watch something.
No, the last time we did this was a week ago. So, yeah.
Nothing. I've been hardcore and playing Valkyria Chronicles on the PS3.
Yuck. Oh, he's frozen. That's what happens when you get a big star like Joe on the line. He gets 1 hour and then that's it. Pulls the plug. That's it. I saw the 1 hour go by. I'm done. Who knows? Someone let me know if he's still, is it me that's frozen or is it him that's frozen? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I'm still working here, but he looks frozen. I'm going to assume it's just him. He's frozen. Yeah, okay. Lotus says it's him. Anyways, we did pass the 1 hour mark. Surely we cannot squeeze any more juice out of that lime that we know is Joe. So we might as well wrap things up here. He's using Apple. That's what happens. Apple products, let me tell you. He's still technically in the stream, but nothing's happening. I did want to mention too, big congratulations to Musty Hobbit. I didn't get to check it out, but he had his 1 year anniversary Twitch stream last night. I'm kind of angry with myself that I missed it because he brought out his giant what's that controller called? The tank controller for the Xbox, this big giant. Why can't I think of the name of the game right now? Tank Commander. It's got two big joysticks. You know, you got to go through this whole sequence to even turn the thing on. He played that last night on his stream. I missed it, but I'm going to check out the replay of that. And that was his 1 year anniversary on Twitch. So congrats, Musty, on your the Twitch thing. Big success story. Steel Battalion. Thank you. Jesus. Talk about gapping. Joe says his computer just rebooted. End the show off if you can. Shocking. He doesn't want to come back. All right. So that happened. Otherwise, need everyone out there to continue to stay strong and as redundant as it sounds, stay safe and stay away from each other. Stop going out. Enjoy all this content that folks like us are bringing you, or create your own content. I know you're doing that too. Lotus has an awesome series rebuilding these huge robotic creatures. I'm about 3 or 4 episodes behind on that because he pumps out like 2 a day. So it's hard to keep up with that, but I'm working on it. And you can follow me, the STCPod Twitter account at STCPod. Hey, Mary Warner stopping in. Joe is at AC Decepticon. He's also on Instagram. He likes talking to his people on Instagram, let me tell you. And that's because he likes pushing people to his YouTube channel, which is My Life in Collecting. Go check that out. Check that out. Good times over there. And of course, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, /start to continue, make sure to subscribe. Make sure, check right now if you're subscribed, because I'd like to get the subscriber count up so we can do more fun stuff on this channel. I want to do more live chats. I want to do, I can't even leave a YouTube comment for people without having 1,000 subscribers. There's a lot of things you can't do unless you get that some subscriber count up. So if you can, hit the subscribe button. Check to see if you're subscribed. You might not be. And check that out. What was the latest thing I did on there? I think I did a vinyl record package that came in. I was thinking about doing a live chat where I grab a bunch of the vinyl collection and go through that on YouTube. You might see that. So subscribe so you can see when I finally get around to doing the vinyl collection live chat. That'll be a whole multi-camera thing. That'll be exciting. So look for that on the Start to Continue YouTube channel. Other than that, that's it for this week. Oh, Techno Dork has finally come on. It's finally come on, Producer Jay, at the end of the show. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know about that. He says I get to see certain images. Yeah, I will say that. Subscribers get very, very, very good privileges. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. It does something, notifies you. I don't know. But that'll be it for this episode of STC Pod. That was 275. That's got to be some kind of milestone. And now we are doing these live recordings. You're going to see this recorded live once a week on this YouTube channel as well. Another good reason to subscribe. So everyone, have a great night. Hopefully the world's going to look better next week, the week after for sure, and we can start making fun of all this. Other than that, thanks everybody for stopping in, and we'll see you next time. Ending the broadcast now. Post it.